Anybody else had a naked house? Did any of your parents kind of like walk around?
Oh yeah.
My dad did a lot of like brushing his teeth, like leaning over the sink, like just with nothing on. I'm just like, at least like shut the door and lock it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think the worst is like
I can't wait for my kids to move out to do that.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's so nice being naked when the kids are not here. Yes. No, I think the worst I ever saw is I accidentally saw my parents having sex twice throughout like my time living there. And it's the worst. Like, can you just lock the doors or make sure I'm sleeping first or something? Or at least shut the door all the way.
Yeah, just close it at least.
Like, are you that shameless? My God.
There was
what if
one
they
time
just forgot?
That's true. They just had to get right to it.
It happens to the best of us.
My youngest,
I wish I could have seen my parents have sex. Like all they did was fight.
Oh,
that's a vote.
Put it that way.
Thanks for turning that joke depressing.
That just turned fast.
Never got along.
I'm one of 6 kids, and my youngest brother, who's the baby of the family, is like by far has got some of the funniest stories of shit, because he grew up with all these older siblings, so he heard a lot of like the swear words and stuff like that, well before kids his age. And there was one time where my parents were like, getting it on one night, and my brother like opens the door and walks in, and like the lights are off, and my dad's like, "Get out of here, Stash!" And he's like. And this was right after my dad let him watch Austin Powers with him. And he's like, "Are you two shagging?" And my parents are like, "Get out."
Oh, no.
No idea what the word meant, but knew the term.
That's
funny.
funny.
Yeah. I never did though. He was the only
never
one.
saw my
It's not
parents.
good.
I never saw my
Jesus.
parents.
It's the worst thing. I think the most jarring time I was like, my parents had their bedroom, and then there's like a door between like an adjoining bathroom, and that was not completely closed, so I could see through the hinge gap, and I was brushing my teeth in there, and I heard a really weird noise, so I go to look, and that's all I see, and it's like,
oh no,
were they under the
No,
covers,
kidding
or
me.
was it like full on everything?
oh, it's just everything's out there, and
Oh dear.
you don't want to tell them either. Like, you don't want to be like, "Hey, can you shut the door next time?" Because that's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Well, did you at least have younger parents? Like, were your parents on the younger?
Yeah,
At
I
least
think
you got
does
that
that make it better?
I think so.
I
I think it does. I think because, like, if your parents are 45, when you say it, if they're 65, then you're
things
like,
sag.
yeah.
The only difference is how long it takes the balls to sway back and forth as they get longer.
Oh no!
Oh my God, that's like the male version of roast beef curtains.
God,
I can't eat Arby's now. Oh no! Oh fuck!
Yeah, how old were you when that happened, April?
How old? I was probably like 16, I'd say. So I think my mom was in her late 30s and my dad's like mid 40s at that time. So they were pretty young.
Okay.
So I've got that going for me.
I mean, still gross, but I mean, not as bad. It could have been, or I mean, you could have walked in on your grandparents.
That's true.
Yeah.
The question is, would their teeth on the nightstand in the cup, and
nice gum job.
Mom, why are you kneeling?
Yeah, nice gummer.
No, the question is, would other people have wanted to see your parents having sex, though? That's the real one. Like, is it only traumatic because it was you?
It's hard to be objective about that.
Yeah.
That is true. Parents. Like, I don't want to sit there and like see my parents having sex and then be like, no, they're hot. Somebody might have liked that.
Wow. Does anyone have like a rational explanation for the reaction? Okay, because one time I didn't see like a full thing, but I saw the implication because like you see covers moving. I saw like my mom having sex with my stepdad in my room, and I was crying. Quite understand how to rationalize that.
In your room?
Yeah, because I guess they didn't know I was home yet. So
But
like,
why in your room?
Why were they using your room?
But keep in mind, we had a housekeeper at the time, so she would change her sheets every day. So that's a factor too.
Still no.
What is sex?
You walk in. Oh, we didn't know you were going to be home, sweetheart.
Don't touch your Barbies for the next hour.
Right.
Looking like, why do you want to? You know what I mean? Like,
there's nothing sexy. There's
maybe
nothing
the
sexy about
housekeeper
the kids' room,
was. Maybe the housekeeper was like in the master bedroom cleaning it or something. I don't know.
No.
Maybe they had all of
Okay.
your like Barbies set up for like some kind of voyeurism thing, like Whoopi of
Roll
Watch.
what I said.
No,
Oh,
I
like
didn't
set up all the
maybe-
stuffed animals to watch.
All the animals are what the
Oh.
teddy bears are
Oh
looking.
no.
Oh,
No, but like, what
no.
is that reaction kids have when they like see their parents having sex and makes them cry? Like, it kind of makes sense when you're a kid, but then when you're an
Stop
adult and you think about it, it's like, what is
hurting
her.
that?
To me, there's just something so jarring about it. Like it's almost scary. You know, like you don't picture yourself looking that way even as a kid. So like you see somebody else doing that to somebody and it's so animalistic that you just can't wrap your brain around it. And your initial reaction is just to cry. Like, oh, I can't
The way
process
you're
this.
describing it, your parents
Yeah.
are really going to town.
Yeah, it's like animalistic, huh?
Not
Holy
good.
shit.
I remember being
Were they like
young.
rabbits or horses? Like
No.
what?
I remember being young. Like
Somewhere in between.
I was always like in the pool and like in locker rooms and stuff. And I remember the first time I'd see like old, like the women it's a locker room. They're naked. They're like
Mhm.
getting dressed. And I remember I would just be like horrified and disgusted at like women's bodies that were like
Right.
out of shape or like their boobs were sagging. I just was like, oh God, like is that my future? Like it's
Right. Do I
scared.
look like that?
That's the confidence that I want when you got your low sagging tribal titties and these chicks are just in the
Oh,
locker room,
no.
full bush, titties down to here, and they're just
Right.
and they're having full on conversations. And
I'm
I'm
gonna
Yeah.
like,
bring my own
They're
knee
like
pads.
I want that confidence. Mhm.
I just don't want my body to be so bad that I'm traumatizing like a younger like girl. I don't know. Because I remember being like, oh no, I don't want to look like that. That's horrible.
I think
Nobody
that's why they do it to us, because they know,
Yeah,
like, oh, fuck these girls with their tight
Right.
pussies.
Get ready
Look
for
at
this.
what's gonna happen. You
No,
know,
you guys
This
have
is
an
your future, hon.
Christmas future.
You guys
Let
have an
it bounce.
obligation. You can fix the generation by if you get that horrific old lady body, right? And then you catch the younger, like attractive girl looking at you, and you're like, yeah, this is what menthols do. Or like you just
Oh,
pick some social issue and decide to impose that upon them and scar them out of it for the rest of their
Mhm.
life.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. hmm
wow.
Hey, now that
Being
sounds
old
like
sounds like
fun.
it has good trolling potential. I'm kind of
That's
liking the
true.
sound of this. Hitting
I
the wall
am
doesn't
too.
sound so bad anymore.
Mhm.
It's
I'm kind of
definitely
into
worse.
this idea.
It's
The
worse
other
to
side
see
of
a
the wall is
naked
great.
dude though. You're like I just
Oh,
As-
you guys don't even
as-
know the
ugh.
male gym locker room is so bad because there are benches and those
Oh,
legs
no.
just go right up on the bench and they're just hanging down. Like it's like
Oh.
Jesus pointing to China every time. It's like
Eesh.
no, why
Like
is
a
your leg
like a
up on the
clock,
bench?
like a clock. Just
Like a pendulum. Oh,
It's like
yes.
why they always they walk up, the hands on the hips and leg goes up on the bench, so there's a full spread view, and you're like, bro, put a towel on.
Nick,
Like,
did you experience like blow drying of the ball hair? Is that a real thing?
I'm
Oh my
sure
God.
somebody went up to that hand dryer and it's like, woo, get it.
man.
I saw an old lady do it in the locker room once, and I was
Wait,
like, "Hey, girl, get
really?
it."
Pointing
Why
to
is there
China,
tape
is
on
that
that
is
thing
this like a
called-
boner reference? Pointing to China?
That's what I just said.
Like you
'cause-
would see hard dicks in the
no,
locker
not
room?
hard dicks.
No, no, they
they're-
would need to be flaccid
they'd be
because they're
pointing
pointing to
straight
China.
Oh,
So
right, 'cause
down.
That's
China's
true.
that way.
Yeah.
We're that way
Like,
because we live
6
on a flat
o'clock,
earth.
you know?
Okay.
There must be something freeing about becoming old and shameless like that. I'm kind of on Brittany's side. Like the trolling factor sounds so nice because like I feel like when you're younger, you're a little more like ashamed of how you may or may not look to somebody else
Yeah.
and you hide. Like, I don't know. I work out at a small like boxing gym downtown in our city here, and there's never anybody else in the locker room when I'm there because there's just no girls there. I walked in the other day and some chick is just kind of showering with everything out in the open and it freaked me the fuck out, but it freaked her out too. So I like quickly like went away, you know, and then she like went and hid in the bathroom because we're so shameful of ourselves. It's so weird.
Oh.
Man,
Everyone
I'm
just
not
wanna hide.
anymore. Aside from like the internet having a fit about it, I would be fucking naked all the time. I'm
Yeah,
so
I don't
tired
give
of
a
it.
shit.
I'm
I don't give
done.
a shit no
Yeah.
more.
I agree.
I think in 10 pounds, I won't give a fuck. Like if I know like I look fucking awesome, I'll be like, oops.
I don't
Mhm.
know.
Also, I don't
Being
know.
You're
naked's
already
pretty
there.
awesome. Yeah, I think you look great. What?
You're already there, but whatever.
Stop.